Decoding words. You read many words every day. Words aren't only in books and magazines, they're on websites, on your homework, on signs in the halls of your school, and billboards as you drive down the road. It can be really frustrating when you see a word but don't know how to say the word. Look at this word. Have you seen this word before? Do you know how to pronounce or read it? Do you know what it means? This word is a big word. It is probably hard to read and to understand. Let's put this word in a sentence and see if it helps you understand what the word means.
Because the king was very kind and magnanimous, many people loved him.
How about this time? Is the word easier to understand now? Let's read the sentence aloud one more time. Because the king was very kind and magnanimous, many people loved him. Magnanimous means generous or considerate. It is a difficult word even for some adults. Do you have a certain way that helps you figure out the meaning of words that are not familiar to you? One of the best ways to learn new words is by looking at the pictures that are next to it. Pictures are one way that we can try to figure out the different meanings of words. However, since most words do not include picture clues, we need to look for other ways to help us figure out what words mean. You could look up the word in a dictionary or use the internet to search for the word. But there is another way too. Trying to figure out what the word means by looking at the clues around it is called decoding. Decoding is simply learning how to read an unfamiliar or new word by cracking the code. It's kind of like looking for clues to find the answer. There are only 26 letters in the alphabet, but there are thousands of words in the English language. You already know how to pronounce many words, and you know their meanings too. Dog, cat, car, go, stop, eat are all words that are probably familiar to you. You can understand what these words mean. In fact, you probably understood them before you could read them. It can be confusing sometimes when you see some letters that make up a word, but don't know how to say that word. This can happen even when you might know the meaning of a word. For example, you probably knew what dog was long before you could recognize the word dog written out. There are other words that you might be able to pronounce or say, but maybe don't know what they mean. Here are a few examples. Are you able to read some of these words? And the ones that you can read, do you know what they mean? Even though you might be able to read some words, you might not know what they mean yet. There are also words you can't pronounce, and you don't know their meaning, like magnanimous. Because some words are familiar to you, they can be difficult to read and understand. Learning to decode words involves putting letter sounds together. Letter sounds are the sounds a letter makes when it's found in a word. When we join the many letter sounds found in a word, those sounds blended together are the clues that can help you learn a new word. Let's look at the word cat. This word is made up of 3 different sounds. C makes the k sound, the A makes the a sound, and the T makes the t sound. The way we decode the word cat is by putting those 3 sounds together to pronounce the word. K-a-t, cat makes cat. When you put letter sounds together in a word, you are decoding that word. By decoding words, you can learn how to pronounce all types of words, both small and big. There are 5 steps that can help you decode and learn new words. Using these steps will help you learn how to pronounce the words in sentences and read other words that are similar to it. Often, you will also discover the meaning of the word. Before long, you may not even need all 5 steps to decode a word. Let's look at the steps. First, start with the first letter of a word and sound it out. Say each of the letter sounds aloud too, just like we did with the word cat. K, a, t. K, A, T. Now blend the sounds together and try to say the word. Cat, cat. So take a look at this word that you might not be familiar with. Now, let's sound each letter out. L, I, B, T, E. Now, let's blend those sounds together. Liberty, liberty, liberty. Did you hear the word liberty when the sounds of each letter were blended together? Making the sound of each letter and then blending them together is a great way to learn to decode a word. For our second step in helping us decode words, try separating a word into smaller sections. Take a look at the word catastrophe. Notice the word cat is in the word. Try breaking up smaller words and blending them together. Cat, as, fee, then becomes catastrophe. You may recognize a smaller word within a big word, just like corn in corner, bath in bathtub, and cot in cottage. Blend the small word sounds together to help you come up with a word like corn, corner, or catastrophe, catastrophe. Third step, look at the unfamiliar word. Does the word or part of it look like a word you already know? If you compare part of the word that you do know with the rest of the word that you don't know, can you figure out its meaning? Some words make more sense when you break them apart. The word birthday, for example. If you break that word up, you can see that it means day of your birth. Fourth step. If you are still confused, continue reading the sentence containing the word. Are there clues in the sentence that can help you learn the new word? Did it help you understand the word magnanimous a little better once we used it in a sentence? By using the other words in the sentence as clues, like many people loved the king and he was kind, were you able to figure out the word magnanimous probably meant something good too? Looking at other words in the sentence to find out the meaning of an unfamiliar word, like magnanimous, can provide you helpful clues. And the fifth. Sometimes you may read the same word in several sentences before you learn its meaning. Think about the subject of what you're reading too. Knowing what you are reading about can help you decode words as well. Each of these 5 steps will help you learn how to pronounce new words and learn their meanings. However, sometimes you will see a word in a sentence that you cannot decode. Don't stop reading or give up. It's okay to use a dictionary or ask someone for help. Of course, the more you read, the more words you will learn. Knowing many words not only help you read better, but help you understand science, history, math, music, art, and many other things about the world. Thanks for following Clarendon Learning. Be sure to subscribe. For more free resources, check us out at clarendonlearning.org.